Hello and welcome to a new week on Gran Turismo 7 and a new daily race A video. We are at Brands Hatch, the Grand Prix circuit, and we are in the 2001 Porsche 911. And this is a tricky car to drive. I struggled a bit to find a rhythm in this car, and you can see we've got all the TCR boys in this race and Mario Sonic as well. And Chicken Angel, who started at the front but got unlucky in the tricky turn 1. I try my best not to brake too late coming into the hairpin, and coming into the following corner I accidentally just slightly tap the rear bumper of Shelty, so I back out and the Chicken Angel gets past me again. This is all about just trying to be careful this morning. Not crash into anyone if possible. I managed to sneak past Chicken Angel once again, coming down this long straight, and the following corner, it's a fast corner and you sort of have to balance the car all the way through. It's a tricky one for me because this car is quite sketchy. Maybe fourth gear is better for this one, I haven't figured out that yet. This corner and the next corner, I slightly missed the apex there, but those two corners, it's so hard to spot the apex. You have to brake early and just turn in, trust that you hit it, because there's no runoff area, especially the second one, you just end off on the grass. You can see the German driver, he is defending his position really hard, considering it's lap 1. Shelty is trying to make his way past, and Chicken Angel, maybe he's a bit stuck behind me. I am rather slow through the corners at the moment, and as we are about to start lap 2, you'll see me doing quite a big mistake. I get a slight bit of oversteer, but for some strange reason I don't let go soon enough, and that was it. That was basically race over for me. I am way at the back, way behind, but at least I had a chance to do a lot of laps just racing around by myself. As you can see, on lap 3 I'm catching up to Ghost Rider, who was serving a penalty. And as we come into turn 1, you can see Ghost Rider, he goes wide, and then there's no escaping the sand, and I almost do the same mistake. I go wide a bit further down the corner, and we're just skipping ahead to the final part of this race. Not much to see other than me driving around by myself, but you can see I've been catching up to Chicken Angel, and he has a bit of a nightmare coming out of those corners. So I managed to get past on the inside, then I make a bit of a mess of this corner, so he gets a good run on me towards the finish line, but I just managed to salvage a P8 out of this disastrous race. So let's just forget all about that one.
Sorry.
Hello and welcome to a new week on Gran Turismo 7 and a new race A. This is definitely not race 2, this is race 1. And you can see I'm starting on pole position, and right behind me in P2 we've got Chicken Angel. And if I can just not make a mess of turn 1 and possibly survive the hairpin as well, we might have a good race on our hands. I almost make a mess of turn 1. I caught out Chicken Angel a bit by surprise there, braking early for the hairpin, and looking in my rear view mirror, it looks like we have a good chance of running away. So let's just skip ahead in this race, because this is getting action-packed. To be honest, one of the best races I've had in a long time. Coming in to turn 1, I almost lose the car, it gets a bit wobbly, so I just have to leave the space on the inside for Chicken Angel, who makes a nice move into the hairpin. I just tuck in behind, there's no point in fighting. He can be the leading car for now, and we can see what we can do. Here I accidentally bump into him, just a bit, so I'm backing out, but I also lost my momentum, so now I have to catch him up again. So we are skipping ahead a bit. These tricky corners, you can see Chicken Angel is missing the first apex, so I am right behind him now. Let's try to find this second apex. See, I'm going really slow, I'm just scared to miss it. And just be careful here as well, this corner can catch you out, and there's a lot of lovely grass and sand to stop you if you run wide. I'm having a look down the outside of Chicken Angel's car. He is forced to take a narrow line into this corner, so I have a chance to get a run on him towards turn 1. I'm on the inside, and this is a good thing when you're racing someone you know you can trust. You can just place your car somewhere and be sure that it will not end in a complete disaster. I just have to remember that responsibility as well. But yeah, this race was really good fun. So now I am back in the lead. I should have taken a much wider line into that corner, and you can see Chicken Angel, he clearly knew how to do that one. So he's on my inside once again. We are going side by side for a short moment. But once again, that narrow entry into the corner gave Chicken Angel a not so great run. I am hanging with him, but I'm just braking early for this corner. I do not want to just run wide, end up in the sand and kill this race. So I'm trying to take it nice and easy once again, searching for those apexes. Chicken Angel missed that one a slight bit. Once again, finding this one. We are both being rather careful, but Chicken Angel runs wide and he's on the grass. And this is what I really like racing Chicken Angel. He knew that he had been on the grass. His tires are probably dirty, so he's just giving up the position for now. We still got a long way to go, and if we get into too much of a fight, the guys behind will just catch us up. So we are swapping positions now and then, but we both realize when we have lost the position and we just give it up without too much fighting, so that way we are not losing too much speed. Once again, I think Chicken Angel wanted to leave plenty of space for me, but he actually gets a good run out of this one. And yet again, because of the narrow entry, it's hard to get a great run out of that corner, so we are side by side again. Now I have to make space on the outside, make sure there's plenty of room for him. And we have yet another, I forgot to remap my horn button. My horn button was still the DRS overtake button from the new time trial, so I couldn't honk back, unfortunately. I really need to sort that out. Priorities. Chicken Angel is back in front. Slightly missed that apex. I have actually hit quite a few apexes in this race, just pointing it out myself. And once again, and I know that feeling, it can be quite stressful being the car in front, even though you're having a race with someone you can trust, because you both have to be patient and careful and brake early, but still you've got a car on your rear bumper, and definitely know the feeling. We are coming towards the start finish line, and this is the final 2 laps now. Can we get through turn 1 without making a mess of it? I'm braking really early. I'm actually going in a bit too narrow. Chicken Angel, he really nailed the corner this time. And getting through the hairpin, both get around nice and tight, and maybe a tiny bit wider entry. We both miss the apex quite a bit. That corner we just went through, that left-hander, that's really a tricky one for me. I sort of have to learn it all over every time I return to this track, and we haven't really done this track in a while, and I cannot remember we ever did the full Grand Prix circuit in a race A, so this is quite fun actually. Maybe in the early days of GT Sport, I cannot remember that far back, but certainly mostly been the Indy circuit. Still got this close race going on. Once again, just making sure I hit that apex, and there was room for me on the inside of Chicken Angel. So now I just have to keep it cool, hitting that apex as well, almost running wide, a bit on the grass. And yeah, I just have to leave room on the inside for Chicken Angel. I was the one making a mistake, so I didn't really feel like just shutting the door. And now I'm braking really early, just want to make sure that I get around the corner and not running in wide. So we have yet another drag race coming across the finish line for the final lap. To be honest, I cannot remember if I ever had a race like this where I almost didn't have to edit out anything because there was just too much action to leave anything out. Here I am going a bit too deep into the hairpin, and Chicken Angel was trying to do the cut back, so there was a slight bit of contact. That contact and the one time I accidentally bumped into Chicken Angel was the only contact in this race, despite all the swapping places. And I thought I had this race covered, but unfortunately, yeah, I cheated. And that put me off to a point where I made a complete mess of this corner, going totally off track. Chicken Angel was being kind to me, he just stayed behind. The victory is his anyway, but that doesn't matter because this was the best race in a long time. So thank you for that one. This is a fun race, nice to race the full circuit, and hope you will all enjoy your week celebrating a great race with a handbrake turn. And that's all from me, so I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.